I'm Brite Cannon, sophomore for the Westminster Titans, and you're watching Titan Town Sports.
Episode 4 here of Titan Town Sports, WCN's favorite show. I'm Ethan Kurtz. Alongside me for the first time at the anchor desk is Zoe Reed.
Yes, I'm so excited for my first episode on Titan Town Sports, and I'm just ready to kick it off with you all.
Absolutely, Zoe. Let's get into it. You know the drill. It's RJ Scott and Peyton Mel with Prime Cuts.
Welcome back to another edition of Prime Cuts. I am RJ Scott, and we got some away game highlights of the Titans' most recent win against the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats as they travel to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. With the Titans traveling, so did alumni, as we had Ben Kelly snag an interview with Zane Gitze, class of 1983, who brought a Titan tailgate to Shadex Stadium. Here's what Mr. Gitze had to say about Titan football.
Well, Westminster Titan football is one of the greatest things in the world. I was there for the 88 and 89 national championship games. There's nothing like Titan football. Live here in Lancaster County, serve on the Alumni Council, so we've organized an alumni reception here, have over 50 people who are just here to cheer on the Titans.
With Titan pride on full swing, Sean O'Shea got his first career start against the Diplomats as he looked to keep the family tradition alive and well. He led the Titans into battle as we got some highlights with our very own Mark Slazak and Ben Kelly on the call.
Injected that point. Two receivers to the right. Shotgun for O'Shea on second down and short. And O'Shea going to keep it right side. Now throw it. Did not cross the line of scrimmage. Flips it out right side. The catch made and down the field and inside the 10-yard line goes Christian Bailey. Boy, it looked like O'Shea was going to run. They came up. And we see the athleticism of Sean O'Shea coming through. Out wide to the near side is Torres. Coble tied it right in. Cannon on the wing. There's a hand up the middle. Clayton Cannon bounces outside of the 5. 3, 2, 1, and a touchdown! Touchdown, Titans! Clayton Cannon from 8 yards out. Receivers in the set on second down and 9. Moving left to right here is Franklin and Marshall. 12:58 to go. Second quarter. Slam Patter's intercepted. Brite Cannon with a pick to the 30, outside 25, tripped up just inside the 20. Oh, the thievery from Brite Cannon, and the Titans set up yet again. Son to hold, snap is back, ball is down. It's a line drive kick. It is up, and it is good. 35-yard field goal gives Westminster a 10-0 lead. Tremba. Looking over the middle, and he's going to get hit, and he's going down. A sack on the play. Titans able to rip him down. It's Wes Donner. Has 4, puts him on the floor. Offense, how about that? 2 receivers left. On third down and about a yard here for the Titans. Snap to O'Shea, and O'Shea going to keep it. Makes a nice move, and he's got a first down. Outside 30, 35, 40. He's running free to the 50-yard line. A cut back at the 45. Still on his feet to the 30. Can he make it? 20, 10. He's going to score. Touchdown! Titans! A huge run by Sean O'Shea. His Titan career in 73 right there. Corona to kick off. Had a couple of touchbacks going in this direction. And boots the kickoff to Lewis. He will take this one at the 3. To the 10, 15, skips over a man, spins out of it, hit at the 20, and then slammed down hard. As making the play for Westminster was Dane Wilden, a backup tight end. And Dane with a big stick, the freshman from Wexford and Pine Richland. I think 3rd and 13, Franklin and Marshall from their own 44-yard line. 4 wides in the set. Tremba back to pass, pressured by Gary Joseph. Pass over the middle's intercepted. The Titans with a pickoff. It's Dylan Sleva. Sleva inside the 50 and run out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Sleva takes the football away. As will Nelson Burfield. Extra tight ends. 2 of those extra tight ends are in the backfield for O'Shea. All a bunch of tight ends in there. Sullivan in there as well. O'Shea with a keeper right side. Follows Wilden into the end zone.
In his first start, O'Shea would have a day running for 157 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, off 15 carries while passing for 78 yards, along with a win, beating the Diplomats on their own turf, going 1-1 to end the non-conference play. This upcoming Saturday, the Titans have their first gut check in PAC play as they will open up against Case Western Reserve in Cleveland, Ohio at 7 p.m. Don't miss the action as Mark Slazak and Ben Kelly are on the call on the free Titan Radio app. That's all for Prime Cuts, and I'll see you guys next week.
A big win for the Titans on Saturday in Lancaster at Franklin and Marshall. I'm joined now by head coach Scott Benzel following the win to get you guys back to 1-1. Coach, great performance on Saturday. What growth did you see from Game 1 to Game 2?
A lot. Obviously, to put a performance like that on the road against a good F&M team, they're going to be a team that you'll see. They'll win some games this year. Veteran group, well coached. Our offensive defensive lines just played much, much better. Particularly on the offensive side, we were more aggressive, played with a lot more energy, and the result was a pretty solid performance.
I said to our Mark Slazak during that game, this is a completely different team that we saw against MIAA, now to Franklin and Marshall. And it, in a way, was. You had a new quarterback, sophomore Sean O'Shea, getting his first career start. What a start he had. Earned player of the game. What was the team's reaction post-game to Sean's performance?
You know, post-game, pre-game, they were great in terms of rallying around Sean and supporting him. Tough thing to do, to be called upon to go on the road and in a game that, to be honest with you, it was kind of a very pivotal game for us. We needed to get that win under our belt. And Sean reacted very, very well. The guys were great with him. I think to a man, they were all very, very happy for him. If you're around Sean, he's a hard-working guy. He cares quite a bit about the team. And, you know, you want to see guys like that have success. And so I was really happy. And then post-game, yeah, they gave him a pretty good arouse. You know, it was fun to see. Those guys took care of him.
So obviously you have the great quarterback in Ty McGowan, 3-year starter. He's out. You get Sean O'Shea in performance of his lifetime so far, but a great first career start. Does that give you maybe a bit of sleepless nights when you're thinking what's going to happen when Ty comes back and when he's ready to go? Yeah,
no, I look at it in the sense now we have two sort of proven guys. We've been very fortunate, very blessed. Even a year ago with Billy, you know, Billy being a backup to Ty, he had to come in and he had to play. I will tell this, you know, and I say this all the time, every week's a season. Whatever quarterback gives us the best opportunity to win, that's the guy that's going to start. If that happens to be Ty, if that happens to be Sean, then I think they respect the team and the process enough that they trust that we're going to do what's best for everyone. But to have two good quarterbacks is a lot better than having two quarterbacks that can't play. So we're good, man. I feel really positive about it.
So last year's game against Case, one of your biggest wins of the season, 17-14, an upset on the #1 ranked team in the PAC. Lamont Austin's interception obviously was Lamont Austin's interception. So what's your message been ahead of this week as you go to Cleveland?
Yeah, if we can play with the same sort of focus and energy that we had brought to F&M, I think it's a positive thing. That being said, we're not going to surprise Case Western. I believe, you know, F&M maybe got a little overwhelmed by our physicality. It won't be that case against Case. Case knows us well. We play him every year. Coach Debelak, man, what a phenomenal head coach he is. He has those guys prepared. He's a sharp guy. It's going to be a battle. Our guys understand that. You know, you go 7 o'clock on the road in Cleveland against arguably one of the better teams in our conference. You better strap it up and prepare for 60. So that's been the message.
They've had a really, really interesting first 2 weeks of the season. They had a mutually agreed upon tie in week 1. Then they had 4 lightning delays and a location change to a local high school on Saturday. Are you spraying or burning sage when you're going onto that field on Saturday? But what kind of adversity are you preparing for it and how to handle these distractions?
Yeah, no, listen, my coaching hat goes out to Greg. Those are tough situations. You're trying to get those types of young men, 18 to 22-year-old guys, focused, and then you have all those outside distractions. But again, what can you control and what can't you control? I'm going to look at it in this sense. You know, they're going to be distraction-free. They're at home. That's going to give them an extra sense of energy. And again, I think it actually is in their favor. You know, you've got 2 road games. Now they go home. They're going to be chomping at the bit. So for our guys, our message is going to be we got to match that intensity and perhaps even play a little higher rung than we did a week ago.
7 o'clock at DeSanto Field in Case Western. The kickoff, Coach, just your 3 keys to victory against Case Western.
Yeah, number 1 is fast start, attack. You can't get on the road. And again, it was pivotal for us a week ago. We were the first team to score, kind of seize control, got some confidence. We need that momentum. The second one is be prepared to play a 60-minute game. Third one, here's an interesting one for you. It's called Spidey Sense. You know Spider-Man has a Spidey Sense? All right, so Spider-Man has a Spidey Sense, which means Coach Debelak and that group has run some trick misdirection things on us year after year, and we have to be prepared for it, so we have to be disciplined and understand it. If we give up one of those 2 or 3 trick plays, we're going to be in for a long day. I'm
sure we'll have something to marvel at. On Saturday night.
Nice,
right? Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck on Saturday. Let's see how the other PAC schools did last week in the PAC recap.
Welcome back to the PAC football recap for week 2. The last week of out-of-conference games had some good ones. Let's get it started with Shenandoah at Geneva. The Hornets jumped out to a 12-0 lead after this Caleb Weston touchdown. The Golden Tornadoes fought back, however. Jaden Duckett started the second half with a pick 6, extending Geneva's lead to 9, but Shenandoah would not go away. They would come back, and this 27-yard field goal would be the winner. Shenandoah takes it 29-28. Swinging now over to Hiram taking on Oberlin. The Terriers flipped the script from their Week 1 matchup, dominating in this 58-21 victory. Quarterback Sean Tejeda had over 300 total yards and 5 passing touchdowns, along with this long rushing touchdown. Tejeda took home the PAC's Offensive Player of the Week award for his performance. Hiram wins it 58-21. Now to Adrian and Teal. It was all Bulldogs from the jump. You see Tyler Greer here taking the end around from 40 yards out to start the scoring for Adrian. Adrian, one of the hottest teams in D3 right now, knocking off FCS Valparaiso 10-7 in the week prior and handling Teal 76-0 after this pick 6. The Bulldogs definitely trying to make a name for themselves this year. Adrian over Teal 76-0. St. Vincent traveled to Worcester, Ohio to battle the Fighting Scots this past week. Chris Downs started the scoring off for the Bearcats. He's tied for the D3 lead in receiving touchdowns with this man, Tate Jornell, a long touchdown of his own to get Worcester back into it. One more deep shot, and that was all she wrote. Worcester gets it done over the Bearcats of St. Vincent, 28-14. Bethany versus Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo's quarterback Dawson Scoopin threw for nearly 400 yards and had 5 passing touchdowns along the way. The Hornets were dominant in the first half, jumping out to a 36-0 lead before this 91-yard touchdown return right before the half. The Hornets outgained the Bison 636 yards to 42. Bethany played a better second half, this Josh Anderson touchdown being the only score after the break. Kalamazoo cruises 50-7. Case Western Reserve has had a weird start to the season, to say the least, ending week 1 in a 17-17 tie with Rowan due to weather implications. However, when the game was stopped, the score was 17-14. Both coaches agreed to a 17-17 tie. This week, facing Wabash, numerous weather delays affected the contest, leading to a change of scenery, relocating the second half to Crawfordsville High School. The move sparked the Little Giants offense, with Wabash getting the victory 38-28 over the Spartans. Checking in on Dickinson and Waynesburg. Dickinson all over Waynesburg early. Kellen Boyer climbs the ladder for that 13-yard touchdown right before the halftime break. Waynesburg's Zane Culley would score quickly out of halftime to cut the Red Devils' lead to 15, but this 94-yard kickoff return from Keyshawn Campbell shut the door on a Yellow Jackets comeback. Dickinson takes it 52-19. Now time for a game that's going to have you on the edge of your seat. Juniata and Allegheny. With less than 90 seconds left, Juniata takes the lead 34-31. On the ensuing kickoff, you see Taryn Mitchell run into his own teammate trying to field the kick. Mitchell smartly picks it up there and then scampers 80 yards, breaking tackles left and right down the far sideline. 80 yards to the house to score nearing a minute left in the contest. Juniata, though, would not go away. The Eagles were not done yet. With 10 seconds left, Ethan Eisenberg finds Jordan Horm on the slant pattern to steal the victory from Allegheny. Juniata wins it 40-38. Some other games around the PAC. Westminster gets it done in quarterback Sean O'Shea's first collegiate start. Hampton-Sydney narrowly beats W&J, and Mount Union dominates Grove City. That's your PAC recap for Week 2. Now back to the desk.
A very exciting weekend of non-conference play for the schools of the PAC. Westminster kicking off their conference play against Case Western Reserve in Cleveland, Ohio this Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, Case Western actually experiencing some unusual circumstances. Last 2 weeks, both their games were delayed due to weather.
Those games delayed due to weather, but there was perfect weather on the green for Ben Kelly, who played 9 holes and caught up with junior golfer Katie Rose Rankin.
What's up, Titan fans? Ben Kelly here with Katie Rose Rankin, 2-time PAC champion. We got a time for a quick 9, I think, don't you think?
Yeah.
Quick 9? Let's get to know Katie. Let's go play 9. Let's go. So just tell me about the access that you guys have here and why it's kind of an exclusive thing to Westminster to have access to these Avalon clubs.
Being a Titan athlete and especially a Titan golfer, we have access to all of the Avalon courses, which that's 3 in like a 30-minute radius of us. So it's really nice because especially Newcastle Avalon, we are 10 minutes away. So after class, we just take a car.
Anytime you want.
Yeah, pack in the car,
Love it.
come play. It's really nice because us golfers are really close, so we just all go out, practice, and do whatever we want.
Katie, 3rd hole here at Avalon Field Club. I'd say it's one of the more scoreable holes in the conference. Do you like an aggressive play style, or do you like to just kind of let the cars come to you?
So aggressive play is definitely a big part of my game, but when I truly need it, I need my calm during the round. So when it comes to aggressive play, like the shot that I just hit on this hole, that's a more aggressive line, because if I really stripe the ball, there's a possibility I may be behind a tree. But if I hit it just right, I'm gonna have a gap right to the green. So that's where you kind of have to pick your losses.
So you've got one of the longest running dynasties in all of really college sports, 7 straight conference championships for the women here at Westminster. What goes into sustaining and maintaining a legacy?
Well, coming in, I was definitely a little nervous because they've already won 5 by then. So going into our spring pack, we always have a little bit of nerves. But like I said, because our team is so close, we always come in real hype, have a hype song going, just not really focusing on our nerves. We're just focusing on like what the best thing that we can do when we go out there and play.
What's your hype song?
Bob. You'll be able to come in, Bob.
Stop playing, you do know that I'm known for the Bob.
There it goes.
Say it with me. Kerplunk.
Your father, Cliff, was also a golfer. She was roommates with the current golf coach. What kind of impact did that have on your decision? And what impact has Westminster College made on your life altogether?
So it definitely did make an impact of me like deciding to come to Westminster, because I honestly probably wouldn't have known what Westminster was unless my dad came here. But I really grew up coming here for homecoming games, and I knew the campus before I even started my college search in high school. So, but it's impacted my family in so many different ways, all good ways though. Westminster has given us so many opportunities just to grow as a family, and because I'm so close to home, I get to see my family. I don't go from long periods of time without being able to see them.
Big thanks to Katie Rankin for stepping up, helping out here today on Titan Town Sports. Katie,
Didn't play my best today.
well, I don't think anyone did, but we had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Have fun. We're going to give it back to Zoe and Ethan at the desk. Thanks for watching Titan Town Sports.
Well, Ben looked a little rough out there. I saw some clubs flying around. You know, the greens looked a little fast on a few of those putts, but Katie looked pretty strong, per usual.
Yeah, Katie Rose Rankin this past Monday at the St. Vincent Invitational, finishing tied for 3rd after shooting an 87 alongside fellow Westminster athlete C.C. Morgan. The Titans as a team claiming the title at the St. Vincent Invitational.
Now we're going to go into some Titan Town trivia. What is the name of the infamous game played between Sharon and Farrell High School?
We've got A, the Sugar Bowl, B, the Rose Bowl, C, the Citrus Bowl, or D, the Steel Bowl. Sharon and Farrell, 2 steel towns back in the day, pretty famous for that. So I'm going to have to go with the Steel Bowl, option D.
You know, I like that answer.
Let's see what it is. And we were right. There we go. Zoe,
there we
both
are.
100% so far here on the set of Titan Town Sports. Now, more about the Steel Bowl, actually, including Sharon High School, the Tigers, with Tom Rook and Braylon Jusek.
Let's go, Sharon Tigers! Woo!
What's up, Titan Town sports fans? I'm Tom Rook, and it's time to highlight our High School of the Week. Repping the orange and black paw, it's the Sharon Tigers. In 1905, Sharon High School was completed. With spectacular-looking stone columns and great brickwork, it was used as a high school until 1924, then used as Southwater Grade School until June of 1963. Unfortunately, it was knocked down in 1973 after being used by Penn State. However, in 1969, Sharon Middle High School, housing grades 7 through 12, was built and then renovated in 2003. With a student population of 539, Sharon High School's mission is to educate all students and help them become productive citizens and succeed in an ever-changing world. Transitioning over to Tiger Athletics, Sharon High School has a very storied football program. The program itself has been around for 125 years, and several graduates have gone on to play in the NFL. The Tigers have won 13 District 10 football championships at multiple classifications. Now let's take a look back to Saturday, September 13th, where senior running back Terrian White led the way for Sharon with 2 touchdowns in a tough 21-19 loss against Hickory High School.
On 3rd down and 5. And it's going to be handoff to White up the middle to the 10, to the 5, with a spin, and he's in! A Sharon touchdown, 15 yards on the sprint for Terrian White.
Terrian White, like a lightning bolt, through the offensive line there into the end zone, a little spin move at the end, and Sharon has retaken the lead here, 13-7.
Terrian White, the deep back, in a pistol set. 3rd and goal. Anglemore, option, pitch left, and White, 3-2-1, and he's in! A Sharon touchdown, and a 2-point conversion away from a tie game with 1:05 to go.
And there was no stopping Terrian White there, his great speed, little option left, and White able to get to the pylon before Hickory could stop him.
There's one regular season game on Sharon's schedule each year that seems to be more important than any other. That game is the Steel Bowl. Sharon, Pennsylvania is known for its historical steel industry. The steel mills helped form the Sharon community and eventually led to the development of a company town by the name of Farrell. Thus, the rivalry was born. In 1922, Sharon faced off against Farrell for the first ever Steel Bowl. Sharon won the first game 20-6, but Farrell has won 4 out of the last 5.
This is the 72nd Steel Bowl. I'm pretty sure I just found that out today. It's just a lot, you know. Like, this has a lot of history behind it, and this is like a really big deal, bigger than a lot of other games in Mercer County. So it's just, I feel very blessed and lucky to be able to play in such a anticipated and big game like this.
Sharon versus Farrell means a lot to me because growing up in this community, Sharon and Farrell have been very close rivalries, and people call it the backyard football game just because the two communities are very close together. And I'm excited to see what both teams have to bring.
The two will face off at Farrell High School Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. for the 72nd Steel Bowl. Thank you for watching this edition of High School of the Week. Thanks so much to Braylon Juzak for his help with this segment. For Titantown Sports, I'm Tom Rook.
Beautiful facilities there in Sharon. I think some of the top in football here in Western Pennsylvania. They have a very exciting matchup this weekend against Farrell. It is called the Steel Bowl. Everyone in Western PA knows it. It's one of the top rivalries in all of high school football and in the state as well. Farrell is not going to make it easy on the Tigers.
That's right, Ethan. Despite trailing the all-time series 36-28-7 to Sharon, Farrell is a powerhouse in District 10, coming off a 66-0 win last week against Mercer. It was Farrell right from the start, with Jules Johnson recording 4 touchdowns, including a 62-yard punt return touchdown. The Steelers will be led by their greatest quarterback ever, Aaron Pegues.
What a player this young man is turning into. Only a junior and already the all-time leading passer in school history with 25 career passing touchdowns to go along with over 2,150 yards.
And the Steelers got to boast some alumni pride on Saturday as former Steeler Kylan Flash Wilson on Youngstown State scored a 19-yard touchdown at Michigan State.
It's going to be a great game between the Sharon Tigers and the Farrell Steelers, the 72nd installment of the Steel Bowl on Saturday night under the lights. Always one of the top matchups in high school football. A lot of exciting high school football happening this past weekend as well. Wilmington Area High School beating Berlin Brothers Valley 35-0 as well. And then we also had an exciting matchup on the road for the Westminster Titans, traveling to Lancaster to take on Franklin and Marshall. We have some behind the scenes from both a player perspective and a broadcaster perspective.
On September 13th, the Westminster Titans traveled to Franklin and Marshall in Lancaster, PA. It was their longest road trip in years. The Titans sent a broadcast crew across the state to cover the game, and they also kept the team back at the flagship. This is their process.
Hi, I'm Mark Slazak, the voice of the Titans, getting ready for a week of Titan football. And the first thing you have to do is take care of the actual voice, and you do it with the Pro Coat tea. The Pro Coat tea, you add a little honey, and you get ready for Titan football. Talk to you.
Prep continues with kind of looking through and learning about Franklin and Marshall. Starting to fill out my game prep sheet. This pad here is my weekly conversation with Coach Benzel. So this was how many pages we talked about last week, this week, a few more again, but it's always a Wednesday conversation. And then we'll get the two deeps to start to get ready with some information on the top, and then just starting to mark the roster and the ways it works for me. The special teams guys, circle the main guys on offense, put a dot for the punt and kick returners, some little things like that allow me to broadcast the game better. So Mark and Ben, we're getting set for the game at Franklin and Marshall. We're all set up top. I'll give you a view of that later, but this is where we are. This is what it looks like.
Beautiful stadium, yeah, Mark. Great day, not a cloud in the sky. We have the conversation if this is football weather or football weather is more cloudy, 50 degrees, rainy, snowy. I like this. I'm pretty comfortable with this, especially with the outside setup.
Yeah, it's a little hot.
A little.
It's already going to be into the mid-80s. It's going to be a hot one up there. I don't know if you can really see, but our location will be a little bit higher up that way. We'll get a look from there a little bit later on. But we're getting you set for Franklin and Marshall at Westminster. Trump in the shotgun, motion behind him, and being nailed in the backfield, a tackle for loss. We'll go a full house backfield. He's in a shotgun with two sidecars to each side. Trump in the shotgun. Trump takes the snap with a short drop, flips it left side, the pass deflected. Gene for two for Big Zero and making big plays.
Gene Gary Joseph is 6 feet tall, 270 pounds, and he's absolutely terrifying coming down.
Offensively for Franklin and Marshall, tried tight Trumba at quarterback, Seth Taylor to the back. Jerry Lewis, Michael makes the tackle after a big return. Near midfield. And that was going to be
Came on the field to replace Quincy Long on the far defensive end.
Always really interesting to see that behind-the-scenes portion of the broadcast. A very exciting broadcast coming up this Saturday at 7 p.m. Westminster taking on Case Western. And before that, at 6:30, it will be on air. Myself, Ethan Kurtz, and Tom Rook taking you through a little bit of pregame before Ben Kelly and Mark Slazak have the call at 7. A whole lot going on in Titan Athletics this weekend, Zoe.
Yes, there are. Women's volleyball is home for the first time this season. Saturday, we open with 11 o'clock with Penn State Du Bois, and then 3 o'clock with Geneva.
Also going on in Titan Athletics this weekend, soccer. Both teams home at the UPMC Sports Complex for a doubleheader. The women open things up at 1 p.m. against visiting Buffalo State, and then the men at 3:30 have Carnegie Mellon. Both of those games on WCN and WCNlive.com. Myself, Braylon Jusak, and Tom Rook all on the call for those. Thank you, as always, for watching Titan Town Sports. Very exciting episode. Zoe, great job here on your debut behind the anchor desk.
Yes.
Enjoyed being with you. We will see you guys next week.
Hi, Phil Gallo from Gallo's Italian Villa in Newcastle. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week for Titan Town Sports.